Heart and soul, I fell in love with you, heart and soul, the way a fool would do madly, because you held me tight and stole a kiss in the night. Heart and soul, I begged to be adored, lost control, and tumbled overboard gladly. That magic night we kissed, there in the moon mist. Oh, but your lips were thrilling, much too thrilling. Never before were mine so strangely willing. But now I see what one embrace can do. Look at me, it's got me loving you madly. That little kiss you stole held on my heart and soul. Heart and soul. Hoagie Carmichael wrote the music. Hoagie Carmichael, and words by Frank Lesser, or Loesser, Loesser. Frank Lesser. Hey, Hammerhead. Hey, hey, Mary. Hey, Dave. Hello, Chicago. Hello, Los Angeles. Hello, everybody. It's a later show than usual. I had a little thing to do at 9. I played a part in a Zoom reading of a play. It's a workshop where a playwright gets to hear actors do their words and their works. And it turned out my part was really small. I just had 2 or 3 lines at the beginning of the scene, and then but still, I don't know. Heart and soul, I fell in love with you, heart and soul, the way a fool would do madly, because you held me tight and stole a kiss in the night. Heart and soul, I beg to be adored, lost control, and tumbled overboard gladly. That magic night we kissed, there in the moon mist. Oh, but your lips were thrilling, much too thrilling. Never before were mine so strangely willing. But now I see what one embrace can do. Look at me, it's got me loving you madly. That that little kid. That's the chord I missed the first time around. That little kiss you stole held on my heart and soul. All right, Heart and Soul, 1938. There it is. Hello, everybody. Good evening. It's Friday evening. It's the 25th of October here on planet Earth. And, well, I guess some places it's already the 26th. Yeah, like in Asia. In fact, on the Zoom call just now, on the Zoom, the playwright was tuning in from Singapore, so it was tomorrow morning already. What do you know? Yeah, that's a nice song. Hello, Dawn. Yes, Fafi. I caught her mid-yawn with that photo. You know how yawns are contagious if you're on the bus and you see someone yawn, or hey, you're anywhere, you see someone yawn, it can make you yawn. Well, it turns out they're contagious between species as well. Interspecies. I got a haircut, and he did that thing that they do. That's the thing these days. All around the world, men are being cropped like this, really short on the sides, and then they leave a little, whatever they can leave, whatever is there, available to be left on top. They leave a little bit on top. So, you know, I learned from this barber. I've mentioned him before. It's called Ludlow Blunt. It's a beautiful barber shop. It's just on the corner here, and it has been used in many movies and TV shows because the owner, Russell, did such an incredible job, like art directing or designing the interior. It's got all sorts of old-timey elements, like genuine elements, and then some that were created to fit the spot, and then all sorts of old-timey tonsorial artifacts, like balms and creams and unguents and razors and little doohickeys and brushes, chalices. Chalices? No. Mortars and pestles. That's what I meant. And they have a Great Dane in the house named Poe, and Poe is short for Posy. She's a lovely Great Dane, maybe 8 years old. So she's a shop dog, which is just great. So he told me once years ago that they called this haircut the Eton crop because I guess public school boys in England, the fancy set, they would get that haircut. But now I'm looking it up. I'm looking up Eton crop, and it looks like something else, the Eton crop. It says it was the shortest of the bobbed hairstyles, named after the famous English school whose boys wore their hair that way. It was a 1920s thing, the Eton crop. So now I don't know, Eton crop. But then it also, unfortunately, it looks like the Hitler Youth haircut. It's pretty indistinguishable. I mean, it's from the same period, from the 20s. Of course, I mean, the Hitler Youth was 10 years later. But, in the 20s, I assume the hairstyles weren't all that different during the Weimar Republic. Historical hairstyles. Eton crop hairstyle. Anyhow, that's what happened. I was there, got a little haircut, and not a fan of Etta crop. Oh, Etta. ETAH crop. I'm not sure if that was a typo or a pun that I wasn't catching. But in any case, in the 80s, I know they called it short back and sides. Oh yeah, it's flappery. Short back and sides was the name of. You would hear that in the 80s. All right. Anyway. Oh, this is a song we haven't done in a while. Oh, I don't want to do that song. Man, 9:41 p.m. here on the East Coast, and I'm yawning. That's not a good sign. Hildy, no barking. We're doing a show. Hildy, do you want to come? Do you want to come say hi? Do you want to come say hi to the people? Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? like a river flows surely to the sea. Darling, so it goes, some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. For I can't help falling in love with you. I can't help it. I'm trying not to, but I can't help it. I can't help falling in love with you. If only I could not fall, but I can't help it. That's words and music by George David Weiss. Hugo Peretti. Oh, Hildy, I can't help falling in love with you, Hildy. Oh. I know. It's a very romantic song. Yes. Oh, boy. And I think she really, yeah, she wants to sing a duet. I can't help it. Hey, Dad, how you doing? I tried, but I can't help it. I'm doing my best, but it keeps happening. So that is by Luigi Creatore, Ugo Peretti, and George David Weiss. Here we go. Oh, she sneezed on my neck. That's good luck. Hey, Nuro, how are you? And Gornamance is at my feet, chewing on a bone. And Hildy is here with the assist. Okay. So this is a song about shoes. In a cavern, in a canyon, excavating for a mine, lived a miner 49er and his daughter Clementine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. Light she was, and like a fairy, and her shoes were number 9. Hair in boxes without topses, sandals were for Clementine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine, you were lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. Uh-oh, here comes Hildy. Drove she ducklings to the water every morning just at 9, hit her foot against a splinter, fell into the foaming brine. Brine? I guess the water was salty, or it was a pickle factory. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine, you were lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. Ruby lips above the water, blowing bubbles soft and fine. But alas, I was no swimmer. But alas, I was no swimmer, so I lost my Clementine. Gotta learn how to swim. This entire song is a public service announcement from the Lifeguards of America. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine, you were lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. All right. Clementine. Oh, I'm itchy. So the other day, I think I mentioned I did an audition yesterday wherein I was playing the part of a sketch artist who was drawing a perpetrator, drawing a suspect obviously from a description of a witness or a victim. So while I was doing it, I was sketching something on a pad. And it didn't come out looking like much, but then I decided to keep working on it, and I fixed it. And so here's the perp. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine. You were lost and... Wait a minute, it kind of looks like me if I put glasses on. Huh. Maybe I'm the perp. Dawn, that's a good one. It sounds sketchy. I like it. Anyway, there it is. That's the guy. If you see that guy, call Dawn. You say it's not bad, but we don't know what the actual guy looked like, so maybe it doesn't look anything like him. Actually, there was no real guy. It was all in the imagination of the screenwriter, and then in my imagination. All right, there it is. That was the perp. Oh boy, sketchy. That's like sounds sketchy. That's like one of those bumper stickers or whatever, like where the guy who works as an elevator repair guy, he says the job has its ups and downs, or the gravedigger who says, you know, the mortuary worker who says people are dying to get in. It's one of those career jokes. Boy, something made me all itchy. What's going on? Maybe that song Clementine. Oh, my darling. I'm going to guess that Oh, my darling Clementine, that song comes from like 1909. That's my guess. Clementine, song, year. 1884. Wow. Percy Montrose. Percy Montrose, words and music. Credited with the American West folk ballad, Oh, my darling Clementine. However, Montrose may have borrowed from the 1863 song called Down by the River Lived a Maiden by H.S. Thompson. Oh, my darling is a sad ballad. Is that redundant? A sad ballad? Aren't all ballads sad? Okay, we got to look that up. Look up ballad. Okay. A ballad, a poem or a song narrating a story in short stanzas. Traditional ballads are typically of unknown authorship. Okay, so it's not necessarily sad. So sad ballad is not redundant. Okay. It's a sad ballad about a lover who lost his darling, the daughter of a miner, in the 1849 California gold rush. Aha, that's why it's a miner. Oh, it says 49er. Yeah, it says it in the lyrics. So there we go. La 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 la. That's an old song by the standards of this book, 1884. Not a lot of them are older than that. There are a few of those. Real old ones, 1850s. Oh, here's Frank Lesser again. We did a lesser tune earlier. He did the words. So this is the I'd love to get you on a slow boat to China. China. It's a I had the G diminished, but it's a G sharp diminished. Let's try that again. I'd love to get you on a slow boat to China, all to myself alone. Get you and keep you in my arms evermore. Leave all your lovers weeping on the faraway shore. Out on the briny with a moon big and shiny, melting your heart of stone. I'd love to get you. That's a nice chord. I'd love to get you on a slow boat to China, all to myself alone. I'd love to get you on a slow boat to China, all to myself alone. get you and keep you in my arms evermore. Leave all your lovers weeping on the faraway shore. I think lovers in this sense is like suitors. I don't think that he's suggesting that the object of his affection in this song is promiscuous. Although maybe, I don't know, what do I know? 1948? I don't know. Maybe it's a sort of post-war song, maybe, I don't know. All right. Weeping on the faraway shore. Ba 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 da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. I'd love to get you on a slow boat to China, all to myself alone. Yes, Gornamonts is providing sound effects. He's chewing on a synthetic bone that is clicking against the ceramic tiles here in the kitchen, and that's providing a syncopated and perhaps just a random rhythm section. Here, let me see if you can get a view of what's going on down there. I'd love to get you. Gornamonts, what are you doing with that bone? Are you chewing on that bone? I'd love to get you on a slow boat to China. Oh, sorry if that's distracting and or annoying. It is quite a noisy bone, honestly. Let me see if I put a little towel underneath it. Here, I'm gonna put my glasses on just for a little change of what do you call it? A little. I was gonna say costume change. It's not quite a costume change. I'd love to get you on a slow boat to China. There. Now I put a little towel between him, between his synthetic bone and the floor. Yeah, it's a little bit quieter. Imagine me and you. I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. Oh, that's true. When I put the glasses on. There you go. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Call you up, invest a dime. Oh, that's funny. That's a dated reference. Call you up, invest a dime. I think I mentioned this once before, but I saw this folk singer in Cambridge years ago. His name was Jack Hardy, and he sang a song in which there was a rhyme with the word dime, like he drops a dime on somebody or he calls someone up with a dime. But when he sang it live, he already included inflation in the song. So he would sing quarter, even though quarter didn't rhyme and the rhythm of the word quarter didn't work at all in the song. But I thought that was a charming little detail. Jack Hardy was his name. You can look him up. You can look him up. I turned that k into a ch. I said, you can look him up. You can look him up, Jack Hardy. You can probably find his music all over the place. He was a terrific singer-songwriter. Me and you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it has to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. That is Gary Bonner and Alan Gordon, 1966-67. Who recorded that song? Happy Together. Happy Together, 1967. The Turtles. Oh, that's who it is. The Turtles. The Toidles. The Toidles. And it's a super short song. If you look on YouTube, the Turtles, Happy Together, there's a TV appearance. It looks really like the real deal, that real mid to late 60s aesthetic with the costumes and the set. And he seems to be the bassist, seems to be wielding a Beatles bass-ish. And the Beatles boots. So the whole song is 2 minutes and 48 seconds. I think even by the standards of a pop song, that's pretty short. I guess they would try to, for radio reasons, they would try to keep it below 4 minutes. I'm curious about that. Typical length of 1960s pop song. The length of pop songs has increased over time. The average length of a pop song in the 60s was around 2.5 minutes. Wow. But it increased. The average length in the 70s and 80s was over 4 minutes. And in the 2010s, it was 4.5 minutes. And then in the 2020s, it was 3 minutes again. Interesting. So actually 2.5 minutes was actually normal length. Interesting. I did not know that. I feel like those Beatles songs are all 3 minutes, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, Gornamutz, you got to get the bone back onto the cloth. There we go. Disturbing that apparently Bezos constrained the Washington Post to not endorse Harris, which is a grotesque, disgusting, cowardly, self-serving move by an oligarch. Truly disgusting. And I was very glad to see that many people canceled their subscriptions to the Post, the Washington Post, and the LA Times. I guess also owned by Bezos. They say democracy dies in darkness, but also cowardice. I don't know. There's some variation on that. Cowardice kills democracy. An act of absolute cowardice. May his name be blotted out. May please cancel your Amazon Prime memberships. Please don't use Amazon. Please cancel your subscriptions to Bezos's papers. And yeah, that's, I think, one thing you can do. I don't know if in the end that's going to matter, but it's disgusting. It's disgusting, and he obviously doesn't care about democracy, and he doesn't care about this country. He cares about his mountains of money. So good luck, Jeff Bezos. I hope that your mountains of money are happy and healthy. Enjoy your mountains of money. I don't know how many mountains of money you need, or why a hill of money isn't sufficient, and why you have to vote with your money. In any case, I put on the Facebook page for my college class the question. I said, CEO Andy Jassy, I'm interested in hearing, I would like to hear his reaction. He was the CEO appointed by Bezos, I guess, when Bezos stepped aside as CEO. The guy, he happens to be a college classmate of mine. I did not know him in college, but I did put on our Facebook page for my college class any reaction from Andy Jassy to Bezos killing the WAPO Washington Post endorsement of Harris? ? And one classmate replied. Basically, it was clear to me that this classmate it's his little pile of money talking, and it's his fossil fuel. I think he's in the fuel business. So someone who clearly doesn't care very much about planet Earth or the democracy. He's much more interested in his little pile of money. So he made a comment saying something in support of Bezos. So anyway, that's what's happening. As I've said many times, this is not a political show. I leave that to the people who do that as a specialty, like the great David Feldman and the Feldman Show, and then others like David Pakman, whose show I think is just fantastic. But I mention it, obviously. It's important. And it's a burning issue at the moment. La da da, ba da da da, ba da 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 da, ba da da da, da 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 da. Yes, you can get rid of Amazon Prime. That's okay. I got rid of it a year and a half ago. It didn't change my life. I do have a part in a show, Better Sister, The Better Sister, which is coming out next year on Amazon Prime. I have a little part in 2 episodes of that series. So that's it. That's done. What's done is done. All right, that's the show for tonight. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your eyes and your ears. Please vote. Please vote early and often, as they say. Just vote once, but do it now. Do it by mail. I recommend it if you can. And send a buck. Send $1 to Colin Allred and to Debbie in Florida, who's running against the fraud and the felon who ripped off Medicaid to the tune of $1 billion. If you can send $1 to those folks, those 2 Senate candidates, and also Sherrod Brown in Ohio, I guess, and to Eugene Vindman. Those are 4 worthy candidates if you want to send a buck. Sci-Fi, The X-Men's Man in the High Castle. Yeah, I didn't watch either of those. I did hear a good tip from my Bob today. He said Zen is a good show, starring Rufus Sewell. Zen, Z-E-N. It's an Italian detective novel series turned into a TV series. Zen, I'm going to watch it. I hear it's really good. Okay, that's the news. I will see you all tomorrow night. Have a great evening. Thanks for your eyes and ears.